But here we are, putting ourselves in another predicament. This is the Little Nachino River, and it's so small that the tires weren't even going under the water. We had to drag the boat off. Well, I don't know how we did it, but we got the boat off the trailer into the Little Nachino. Now, the next challenging thing is getting down the Little Nachino. And then after that, after this hunt's over, is getting this boat back on the trailer. So hold tight, let's see how these boys do.
All right, here we are, heading out on Ron's sheet hunt. Happy birthday, Ron. Got the Solar 470 on the Little Nelchina. It's pretty shallow, pretty skinny. Here we go, heading to the glacier.
So we just got off the Little Nachina. It's 4 miles of pure havoc. That was the craziest boat ride I'd ever been on in my life. It was so crazy, there was no way possible we could have got that on video. We got airborne at one point. We come around one corner, there's 3 grizzly bears standing up in the water. They were cubs. They're about 2 years old, but they were big. And when you're about running into them with your boat, they look huge. And then the mother comes running out of the alders. And then we got hit limbs. We have, look at there, I got trees still stuck in my daggum motor. We beat the absolute heck out of this boat. What's wrong? Nope. No. You should have been on that side, I think.
No, I don't know if we can get through.
I think we better go back. Jamie took us on the wrong turn.
Oops.
So when you're on the river itself, it's that slick gray, and you can't see anything. It's either shallow or deep, but you can't really tell. And we pulled up to park here to spend the night. He jumps out on one side, I jump out on the other, and I get soaking wet. I went all the way up to my neck. That was me standing there, celebration of taking a bath. So we get our tent set up in this beautiful spot. And you got mountains. It is unbelievable. And right in front of the tent, when we stopped and got to looking around, there's bear tracks. But as you know, as we kept going, we figured out there's bear tracks everywhere. There's nowhere you can go where there's not a bear track. We saw multiple bears. Didn't get any video, but we're running up the river now trying to get to the glacier. And the closer we got to the glacier, the rougher the water got. It got so rough that we, once again, couldn't videotape. We were in class 2. Sometimes I would even say class 3 whitewater, and the boat was ripping up. Now, this thing was a learning curve because you can get stuck easy in this. And when I say easy, it's like it has to be less than 2 inches of water. Once this thing's on step, it goes. But we're hiking out. We got a 3-mile hike to get to the base of the mountain. I'm carrying 55 pounds on my back. I think Jamie was carrying 60 pounds on his back. And we have all our gear, tent, sleeping bag, food, everything. Enough to last several days. When we get in here and set up, I had bought a little tarp, and we set that tarp up when it was raining and let our feet dry out because we had to walk through creeks to get here. But when I tell you this is stunningly beautiful, no words could, I can't even describe it. The pictures do not do it justice, but we did find Jamie's gun, and we started looking at it, and that boat ride was so violent, it broke his gun. That's the mount, the scope mount is cracked, so his gun's basically useless. So now we're down to one gun, and we're hiking up the mountain. When we get up about 1.5 miles high, and we still have another, 1,000 feet to go.
You got it, buddy.
So my legs didn't wear out. What got me was I actually got scared. This thing got so steep, so fast, I felt like I was going to fall off. And I had that stupid 50-pound pack. So we turned around and headed back.
We're getting down. Ron's riding it. We're 4 miles in, and physically it was too much. So, I guess we're gonna turn back and turn the sheep hunt into a bear hunt. Pretty steep. Pretty good view.
When I tell you this thing was steep, not over exaggerating. It's probably one of the smartest things I ever did was turn around and head back down that mountain. These mountains were just so steep. You had to get flown in, and it's my fault for being cheap, but I just couldn't spend the $5,000 to get flown in. The views from over a mile high on a mountain is incredible. Like I said, we didn't see another human. We got down. Jamie walked over to the glacier.
Well,
And this is him at the glacier. And
I'm at it. Pretty awesome. Like it's raining here. Just so you know how big it is. Constantly calving, stuff breaking. Pretty amazing. Been here for hundreds of thousands of years.
so after Jamie went exploring all over the glacier, took these incredible pictures, we decided we were going to head back and do some game calls, see if we could call a grizzly bear out. There was little red berries everywhere, and all the bear scat that we saw was bright red. There were bear tracks everywhere, moose tracks. Didn't see any moose, but we ended up not being able to get a grizzly. Every time we saw a grizzly bear, I had cubs with them, and that's illegal and unethical. You wouldn't want to do that. But we're packing up, getting ready to go, and rainbows come out. It was incredible. So we decided we're going to stay here one more night, and we get our tent set up, and we're on this sandy beach. It was perfectly beautiful night, and when the stars came out, I've never seen anything like it. You can see the Milky Way. It was so, because there's no light pollution out there. You're just out there by yourself. The one thing we did find was a yurt. Somebody has come out to the base of that glacier and put a yurt out there. There's a four-wheeler. It had a deck going around it. I mean, they had this thing set up nice. And it was about 3 miles away, so we didn't walk over there. But as state land, the only thing I can think it has to be scientists to have, because the state would have a heart attack if they knew somebody had put a yurt up on their property. But I had to get a video of that and show it to you guys. But the rest of this video for right now is just us kind of hanging out and looking at the stars. Like I said, you have to come up here and just experience this. This was the best hunting trip I've ever been on in my life. From the beginning to the end, the boat ride in was thrilling, to say the least. Hiking across, seeing the grizzly bears, thrilling. Climbing 1.5 miles up a mountain was thrilling, to the point that you get scared. You have to get back down off of it. And then we had to take the boat and go back in. But on the boat ride back, we got a lot of video. We were a lot more comfortable with the boat. And then we're going to be going back up the Little Machina, and the video there is a lot better. We were a lot more comfortable. We were going to get into a lot of really good water, sketchy water, and we were able to navigate it perfectly. One point, I ended didn't videotape it correctly because you're supposed to be vertical, and I was just holding on for the phone. And but you'll see. So this was on the main river, and we're 2.5 miles from the road, so people can come at to this point and ride their four-wheelers, which I thought was pretty cool. This really looked like good moose hunting. That's good moose habitat, and we're still on the big river. So here we go. We're fixing to run up the Little China, and I'll be honest, I was a little nervous about this. I got really good being able to handle the boat, but I didn't know how it was going to do going up the river. So a friend of mine, Bert Waldron, has one of these boats and kept telling me going up the river was a lot easier than going down the river, and he was absolutely correct. Going upriver, it seems like that jet motor will pick that water up better, and you can navigate it. You can see the channels as you're going up, and as you'll have to go from one side to the other, and you can see this river's not really wide. It's only about 20 feet or 20 yards across, and you'll hit things like this where I should have went to the left right there instead of staying to the right, and we got hung up. And the video you're about to watch is Jamie going up the river. I jumped out of the boat and was standing on the shore, and I wanted to videotape Jamie. But here comes Jamie ripping up the river, and he's going to beach the boat, not on purpose. And you saw the engine pop up like that. I paid a little extra money, and I had a Cerakoted foot. It's basically rubber foot put on it. I upgraded the propeller on the inside so the rocks wouldn't damage it, and there's no damage to the boat. And that, when you saw that engine pop up, it was doing that the entire time I was going up the river. But here we are. We're just going to run up this river, and it's 4 miles. We took, I want to say we used 17 gallons of gas. I've got a 9-gallon gas can. No, I'm sorry, 14 gallons. We used 14 gallons of gas for this entire trip. We ran about 60 miles of water. Anywhere, I'm not exactly sure, between 50 and 60. And most of it was at 3/4 throttle or half throttle. But anyway, this is going to be a little bit of a video, and this is me actually driving the boat and videotaping at the same time, and it gives you a sense of what we were dealing with almost the entire time. And I'm gonna be honest, this is what made the whole hunt so spectacular, was this boat. Now I got buddies coming up next year. Wayne Barlow's coming, Jeff Hassel, Daniel Gadsden. We got different guys coming, and we're going to take to the Arctic, and we're going to be hunting for caribou. And that, I hope, it's going to be about a 3-week trip, because they're going to fly into Dead Horse, and I'll pick them up and bring them back. What just happened there is that we hit a tree, and it actually killed the motor. I thought it ripped the kill cord off, but it didn't. It just cut the motor off. So anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and if you like this material, like and subscribe. Today I'm going to be going to the 20-mile river with Jamie. We're going to go all the way to the top. There's goats up there, but it's not goat season. We want to go scout it out. And then from there, we're going to be getting on Alaska Airlines, flying down close to Juneau to a place called Wrangell, and taking a boat over to Etzel Island to do an elk hunt. Jamie drew an elk tag, so we're going to go see if he can catch his elk, and then if he kills an elk, then I'll shoot a couple of deer. They have the black buck down there. I got my deer tags, I got my black bear tags, but this was pretty much the whole route that we hiked the entire time and climbed that mountain. And when I got home, I took my gun back to the range and to make sure it was still sighted in, shot one time. Yep, the gun's still on. We're ready to hunt. Thanks for watching.